Some folks find meaning in numbers. We're looking at the Hebrew years 5784 and 5785. These numbers aren't just any old numbers, they hold stories. They connect to old writings. Many believe they give us good ideas. These ideas can be for our lives today. It's a way of looking back to understand what's happening now. These Hebrew years line up with our everyday calendar. Specifically, they match up with the year 2024. The Hebrew calendar doesn't start and end exactly like our everyday calendar. So, parts of 5784 and 5785 fall within 2024. This makes 2024 like a bridge. It connects two different times in the Hebrew way of counting years. People often look for special messages during times like these. They want to understand what the year ahead might bring. It's about finding patterns and meanings. Why look so closely at these numbers? Well, in Hebrew tradition, numbers can have special meanings. Letters also stand for numbers. This gives even more ways to understand them. Pete here, you're watching Yahweh's Messenger. Words by Pete. This is part 2 in this series. Last time we discovered about Habakkuk's prophecy for 2020 to 2023. We've seen the pattern of what's going on in our world today with the rise of AI and technology increases. In other words, knowledge will increase as Bible prophecy says. We're going to look at H5784 and H5785. These are Strong's numbers that point to certain Hebrew words. Our job here is to check out these connections. Let's get to it. What is Strong's exhaustive concordance? Strong's exhaustive concordance of the Bible is a comprehensive index of every word in the King James Version, KJV, of the Bible. It was designed to help readers find the location of specific words and study their meanings in the original Hebrew, Old Testament, and Greek, New Testament languages. Each original language word is assigned a unique number, called a Strong's number, which allows users to easily cross-reference the English word with its Hebrew or Greek root, along with definitions and usage. Author Dr. James Strong, 1822-1894, a professor of exegetical theology at Drew Theological Seminary in New Jersey. Published, first released in 1890. Purpose: Strong aimed to make the original biblical texts more accessible to English-speaking readers and Bible students who lacked formal training in Hebrew or Greek. His goal was not to replace scholarly study, but to aid it by providing a tool for in-depth Bible study. Uses of Strong's Concordance. 1. Finding verses. Quickly locate where a specific word appears in the Bible. 2. Original language study. Use the Strong's number to look up the Hebrew or Greek word behind an English translation. 3. Word studies. See how a particular word is used throughout the Bible and understand its context. 4. Thematic study. Track themes and theological ideas by tracing key words. Strong's Concordance has remained a foundational tool in Bible study for over a century. It is still widely used in both print and digital formats, and the Strong's numbering system has become a standard reference in many Bible dictionaries, lexicons, and software tools. Let's start with the number H5784 in Strong's Concordance. That's a special list of Bible words. This number points to the Hebrew word It's pronounced something like or. This word has a specific meaning, and it's a bit rough. It's not a word you hear every day, but its meaning is very clear. It paints a picture in your mind. Understanding this word is the first step for us. It helps us unlock part of what we're looking into. The main meaning of H5784 is chaff. Think about farming a long time ago. Farmers would beat the grain to get the good part out. The good part was the kernel, the seed. The light, dry, useless part was the chaff. It would blow away in the wind very easily. This chaff was thought of as waste. It had no real value once it was separated. This picture is important for how it's used in the Bible. This word, shows up in the book of Daniel. To be exact, it's in Daniel chapter 2, verse 35. This is a very important chapter in the Bible. It's about a powerful king's dream. The word plays a small but very important part. It describes something in the king's dream. Now let's look closely at Daniel 2:35. This verse tells about part of King Nebuchadnezzar's dream. The king saw a giant statue. It was made of different kinds of stuff: gold, silver, bronze, iron, and clay. Then a stone not cut by human hands hit the statue. It hit the statue on its feet made of iron and clay. The whole statue was smashed into pieces. This is where our word comes in. The verse says the iron, clay, bronze, silver, and gold were all crushed together. They became like chaff, from the summer threshing floors, the place where farmers separated grain. Imagine that, a huge, scary statue suddenly turned to dust. Not just any dust, but like chaff. The kind of stuff that has no real weight to it, the kind of stuff that the wind just carries away. This is a strong picture of things being totally destroyed. The wind carried them away so that no one could find even a tiny piece of them. This really shows how completely they were gone. The chaff, was so unimportant. It disappeared without a trace. This happened to the stuff that stood for powerful kingdoms. Gold, silver, bronze, iron, all gone. What chaff, stands for in Daniel 2:35 is very clear. It tells us something about powers here on earth. These kingdoms, shown by the different metals, seem super strong. They were big and important in their time. But the dream shows what happens to them in the end. They are meant to become like chaff. This means they don't last. They are gone quickly. They don't have real, lasting importance when you compare them to Yahweh's kingdom. This picture shows a main idea in the Bible. Human kingdoms rise and then they fall. Governments change. Leaders come and leaders go. What seems like it will last forever today can be gone tomorrow. The dream's message is that only Yahweh's kingdom lasts forever. The stone that hit the statue grew into a huge mountain. It filled the whole earth. This shows Yahweh's rule that lasts forever and is over everything. It's very different from the chaff that blows away in the wind. Think about what was happening in history back then. Daniel was working in Babylon. Babylon was an empire that ruled over much of the world. But the special message from Yahweh looked past Babylon. It looked to other big kingdoms like Medo-Persia, Greece, and Rome. All these great kingdoms eventually fell apart. They became in a way like chaff. Their greatness faded away. Section 5. Uncovering H5785, or the story of skin and hide. Now let's turn to the next number. We look at Strong's H5785. This number is for the Hebrew word, or. It's pronounced very much like H5784, maybe like or, but its meaning is very different. While was about stuff that's thrown away, or is about covering, it's about what protects and shows where something begins and ends. This word is also used a lot in the Old Testament. The main meaning of H5785, or, is skin. This can mean human skin. It can also mean animal hide or leather. This is a word for something real, something you can touch. Skin is our body's biggest part on the outside. It's our first protection. Animal hides were very important for people long ago. They used them for clothes, for tents, and to make bags. So, or is connected to things all people need. The word or shows up many times in the Old Testament. It's used in many different ways. Sometimes it really just means the skin of a person or an animal. Other times, it can stand for other ideas too. How a person's skin looked could show if they were healthy or sick. Section 6. Genesis chapter 3 verse 21. Yahweh's covering and the first clothes of Or. One of the most important uses of Or, which is H5785, is in Genesis chapter 3 verse 21. Adam and Eve ate from the tree Yahweh told them not to eat from. Their eyes were opened. They saw they were naked and felt ashamed. They used fig leaves, but that was just for a little while. The verse says, "And Yahweh Elohim made for Adam and for his wife garments of skins, Or, and clothed them." He gave them clothes made from animal skins. This action suggests the first time something died. Blood was spilled to give them a covering. Many see this as a hint of the greatest sacrifice for sin. Section 7. Leviticus chapter 13. Skin being clean and keeping the community healthy. The word or, H5785, meaning skin, is mentioned a lot in the book of Leviticus. Chapter 13 of Leviticus is almost all about skin diseases. In old Israel, some skin problems had serious results. They weren't just about being sick. They were also about being clean or unclean for religious reasons. How a person's skin looked could make them unclean. This meant big changes in their life with others and with Yahweh. Priests had the job of looking at skin problems. They had to figure out if it was something like leprosy, though that word was used for many skin sicknesses. If a person was told they were unclean, they had to live outside the main camp. They had to warn other people about their sickness. This was partly a way to keep everyone healthy, It helped stop sicknesses that can spread from person to person, but it also stood for something important. It showed they were separated from Yahweh and from other people. The skin, or was a sign on the outside. It could show a problem on the inside, or that they were unclean in a religious way. Think about what this means for ones who want to change sex from male to female, and vice versa. This could be prophecy being revealed right before our eyes. When someone's skin disease was healed, it was a happy time. It meant they could come back to their family and friends. It meant they were clean again for religious activities. Special ceremonies were needed to become clean again. Section 8. Amazing new things, man-made skin, and old ideas. It's interesting to think about the old word or meaning skin today. We now have amazing new inventions. One of these is man-made skin. Scientists and doctors have made artificial skin. This is used for many uses in medicine. It's very different from animal hides. But there are some interesting ways they are alike. These amazing new things remind us of old needs and ideas. Man-made skin saves lives for people who have been burned. It gives them a covering to protect them. It helps stop infections. It helps them heal. This is like the main job of real skin. The skin Yahweh designed is a wall of protection. It protects us from the world around us. When it's hurt, we can be easily harmed. Man-made skin steps in to bring back that protection. This is an amazing thing people have learned to do. Yahweh give people this knowledge to help others. But sometimes, what Yahweh made for good, sometimes man made for evil. Another fascinating thing is that the new realistic skin that they just recently invented. Recent advancements in robotics have led to the development of synthetic skin technologies that enhance the realism and functionality of robots. Here are some notable examples. Researchers at the University of Tokyo, led by Professor Shoji Takeuchi, have developed a living skin for humanoid robots. This skin is crafted from human skin cells and exhibits self-healing properties, allowing it to repair itself when cut. The skin is attached to the robot's face using a collagen gel and perforation-type anchors, mimicking the structure of human skin ligaments. This innovation aims to create robots with more lifelike appearances and movements, potentially benefiting fields such as plastic surgery training and cosmetic research. Their most recent achievement, announced on June 26, 2024, it's one of the first documented synthetic skins with live skin cells. This sounds like it's right out of a sci-fi movie. Meta's AI researchers have developed Reskin, a synthetic skin that enables robots to sense touch. This open-source system uses magnetic sensing and self-supervised machine learning algorithms to calibrate sensors and create tactile data. Reskin is designed to be cost-effective and can be integrated with various robotic systems to enhance their tactile sensing capabilities. The start of their research was on November 1, 2021. Hanson Robotics employs a patented material called Frubber, flesh rubber, for the faces of its humanoid robots, such as Sophia. Frubber is a spongy elastomer that closely resembles human skin in texture and flexibility, allowing the robots to display realistic facial expressions. This material contributes to the robot's lifelike appearance and is integral to their design. The material was patented in the United States on May 28, 2013. These synthetic skin technologies represent significant strides in robotics, aiming to create machines that are more interactive, realistic, and capable of performing tasks that require human-like dexterity and sensitivity. This new technology also helps in other ways. It's used in surgery to rebuild parts of the body. It's very useful for research. Scientists can test new things on man-made skin. This means they don't have to test on animals as much. Section 9. Yahweh's message that never changes. Chaff, skin, and our world in 2024. What can we learn from meaning chaff, and or, meaning skin, for 2024? These Hebrew words show a big difference. H5784, talks about things that don't last. It's like chaff blown away by the wind. This is a call for us not to be too proud. Remember? Pride comes before a fall according to Bible prophecy. H5785, or, talks about covering and protection. It shows Yahweh's care and smart plan. For 2024, these ideas are very important. We live in a world that is changing fast. The message of the chaff, warns us. The message of the skin, gives us comfort. Join me next time on episode 3, biblical years 5785 to 5786. A look at what we find about 2025. and what it could possibly tell us about what's to come. I pray that you can get a blessing out of this message. Yahweh bless you all. Shalom.